Logan Explained in 5 minutes. Spoiler alert. Begins in 2029 with Old Man Logan, aka Wolverine, aka taxi driver James Howlett, waking up drunk to then be mugged by a group of criminals. They attempt to steal his car, yet Logan manages to take most of them down easily, but the rest escape. He leaves to the cemetery the next morning until a mysterious woman begs him to help her, knowing his old identity, yet Logan refuses. Anyway, when Logan leaves the place, a man named Donald Pierce enters his cab and asks him about Gabriella, the mysterious woman he just left. He then leaves the United States and then arrives at the border of Mexico to meet with Caliban, the tracker of mutants, whose apparent weakness is sunlight. Caliban tells Logan that Professor X, aka Charles Xavier, who now has memory loss, an extreme brain disorder, and seizures that suffocate and kill everyone around him, is telepathically communicating with another mutant far away. Logan then goes to check on him, who injects him with a toxin to keep him sane with his split personality and seizures. With Logan's adamantium poisoning, Caliban offers him a higher dose of the pills meant to suppress Charles' seizures, but Logan refuses yet again. After driving a group of partying girls, he then goes to meet Gabriella, who begs him to help her with running from her boyfriend, who's trying to follow her, kill her, and steal her mutant daughter, Laura, aka X-23. He obliges, but then arrives to see Gabriella murdered. Anyway, he arrives to meet with Caliban, but gets interrupted by Donald Pierce, who then gets knocked out by Laura with a metal rod. She and Charles rendezvous for a while, who tells Logan that she's been the mutant he's been communicating with. But they get attacked by Pierce's men, as Caliban gets attacked and imprisoned. The men attempt to search for Laura, yet she quickly decapitates them like a total badass, with her dual adamantium claws. She then leaves the building to be stabbed, yet she quickly heals and gets saved by Wolverine, who then escape the site in the limousine. As Caliban gets tortured and burnt by Pierce, Wolverine and Charles watch a video by Gabriella, explaining that Laura, or X-23, was genetically created in a lab as a clone of Wolverine. Meanwhile, Laura nearly kills a cashier in a candy shop, and they leave to a hotel and casino in Vegas, where they get clothes and hide out. But surprise, Professor X's seizures come into play. With everybody paralyzed, Logan fights through it and manages to arrive back at the suite with the toxin and injects it into Charles. They leave the place and back into a truck, as the locals' horses escape their cages and the group helps the family. In appreciation of the trio's help, they leave to the locals' house for the night, as Logan teaches Laura how to eat food. Meanwhile, the father gets threatened by a group of criminals, who nearly kill him. But Wolverine quickly deals with them and rips their gun in half, cause he does stuff like that. Charles rests in his bed, until all of a sudden, he gets stabbed by a younger version of Wolverine, X-24, who then murders the whole family, fighting Laura in the same time. The real Logan escapes the house with Charles' corpse, decapitates a dozen of Pierce's men, and fights X-24. As Caliban blows up Pierce's van, killing everyone else, one of the criminals pins him onto a wall and shoots him multiple times. As the duo leave, the two arrive at a forest where they bury Charles, as Logan destroys his truck and passes out in the middle of the road. Yet Dr. Ice heals X-24 and prepares him for battle. Logan wakes up in a hospital and immediately leaves, against the doctor's recommendations, as he figures out about Laura's ability to actually speak. They suit up and leave to Eden. Logan wakes up in his car on the bottom of a cliff, Laura calling him up. Yet he passes out. He then wakes up again to be hauled by a crane, pulled by a group of young mutants, but passes out again. He then wakes up in a mutant sanctuary with a group of mutant kids set to leave to Eden the next morning and gives Laura his adamantium bullet. The next morning, he wakes up to a bunch of kids cutting his beard, but once leaving the place, they get attacked by Pierce in the woods. Logan heals himself with the toxin as the kids flee, yet half of them get caught. Laura and Wolverine kill a bunch of the henchmen, who slashes Pierce in the arm, nearly killing him. As they try to hold off X-24, the group's leader drops the truck on the clone, but he manages to escape, only to then stab Logan onto a dead tree. Yet Laura shoots him in the head with an adamantium bullet. Laura tries to pull Logan off the tree, but Logan's all,
"So this is what it feels like,"
as he promptly dies. She buries Logan and creates a cross out of sticks, who tilts it on its side to make an X, as the kids' search for Eden continues.